The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said this to his disciples: "Stay awake, because you do not know the day when your master is coming. You may be quite sure of this, that if the householder had known at what time of the night the burglar would come, he would have stayed awake and would not have allowed anyone to break the wall of his house. Therefore you too must stand ready, because the Son of Man is coming at an hour you do not expect. What sort of servant is faithful and wise enough for the master to place him over his household, to give them their food at the proper time? Happy that servant if his master's arrival finds him at this employment. I tell you now, he will place him over everything he owns. But as for the dishonest servant who says to himself, 'My master is taking his time,' and then sets about beating his fellow servants and eating and drinking with drunkards, his master will come on a day he does not expect, and at an hour he does not know. The master will cut him off and send him to the same fate as the hypocrites, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." The Gospel of the Lord. We are well aware in a culture like ours, which in many ways is a narcotic culture, that there are many ways of falling asleep, not just what we do each night, but there is another kind of sleep, a kind of deadening of the senses that comes in the kind of behaviour we hear from the dishonest servant, as he's called, beating his fellow servants, eating and drinking with drunkards, and so on. All of that is a kind of narcosis, a kind of sleep. The Christian disciple is called to something radically different, a wakefulness that faith provides. Jesus says, "Stay awake." So we are those who resist every form of narcosis in this narcotic culture, and in staying awake we have the eye to spot the surprises of God, the God who consistently defies human expectations, as Jesus makes clear. Eyes also to see the surprising gifts that surround us constantly, but of which we can be strangely unconscious. Even the gift of each other here in the cathedral this morning, the gift of faith that we bring to those with whom we worship here this morning. So we are those called to stay awake, to see the surprising gifts, and to see the many surprises of the God who consistently defies human expectation.